My people of color, fellow Native folks, Black people, I love you so much. We belong to each other. You're in my heart always. Collective liberation at all costs. You have to forgive me. I am not a particularly hopeful person. I come from a tribe where 100 years ago, there was 500 of us left. 90% of our population was wiped out in 100 years, and I know the costs. And so you have to forgive me. You can tune out for the next little bit, though, because I have a message for whites. Good evening, whites. You're here. I would appreciate... I am a funny person, so it may seem like what I'm saying is jokes, but if you're white, I only want you to respond for the next little bit. Just practice silence for a little bit. How about that? I know that people say white silence is violence, but God, I wish you'd shut up. You think it's a joke, it's not a fucking joke. Shut your goddamn mouth. So, I woke up today really fucking angry. And I'm angry most days. I said I'm not a very hopeful person. But I'm going to do something today that I stopped doing because, which is educating white people, because I don't think you know how to listen. I genuinely believe that it's not one of your best traits. As far as I can tell, murder is. So, I'm going to try. If you can listen, I will be surprised. But if you can't, fuck it, I tried one last time. For the rest of you, again, you can tune out, fucking do whatever you gotta do. White people, I had the good fortune to go to Standing Rock for a little bit, and I was there right before all the white people showed up. There was probably like 5,000 Native people. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life. Thank you. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm from a Native community, and I still have yet to experience anything like that, where a wonderful friend of mine likes to say that we weren't free yet, but we could see what it looked like. And it was wonderful. It was a beautiful place. And then over a weekend, white people showed up, and you fucked it all up. You fucked it all up so fucking fast. It was unbelievable how quickly you decided that you needed to help. And you know what you fucking did? You colonized the goddamn movement. You fucking took charge. You decided that you would help with the groceries. You decided that you would help with the protest. You decided that you needed to be in the fucking front. And you know what you did? You sucked the life out of us. Because you don't know, even in trying to help, you don't know how to do anything but consume. And I hardly can blame you, because I don't know when your soul died, but it was a long time ago. You have been killing people for so long that you don't know how to care. And I need you to understand that there's not much. You can educate yourself all you want about whiteness. You can read that fucking book by Robin DiAngelo, a white woman, who said white fragility, which I don't know about you, but white fragility fucking hurts. It fucking kills. It kills us. So it's a very convenient thing to make money off of. You can educate yourself all you want. You don't need to know that much. You need to know that whiteness is not innocuous. It is tied with white supremacy to its very core. And being white is not okay. You need to divest from that idea. You need to find something else. And I don't know what it is, but you need to figure it out.
Human!
Human is elite. And again, I apologize. I'm not a very positive person. I know the cost. I easily couldn't be here today. So, I'm going to... I don't know if I need to tell you white people anything else, honestly. That should do it. Work on your shit. Most of you, honestly, you want something you can do, cap your salaries at like $45,000 and give it out to fucking black people, okay? Give it to black and white people. Just do that. And I don't believe you're going to. Trust me, I don't believe, because I carry the scars of trusting white people on my body for real. There is nothing more dangerous than a Seattle liberal. Again, white people, I don't want you to cheer, because I'm talking about you. I carry it on my body. I am not joking. I made the mistake of having white friends. I know I'm funny. I made the mistake, and I carry literally on my body the scars of the cost of trying to make allies. I was the only Native person in the room, and somebody punched me in the goddamn face for no fucking reason. And where I'm from, that's a fight, first off. But Seattle people, I thought you didn't fight, so I don't know what the fuck that was. And I was bleeding, and I looked at him, and I saw the fear in his eyes, the fear of me. And I looked at all the other white people in that room, and I saw the fear of me. And I knew if I did anything that day, I'd be killed by the cops, right? Or taken to jail, right? Because I don't know where they're finding us, but because there's like, what, 1% of Native people in the city, but they're still killing us. So there's got to be some sort of system in place. So I don't trust you. I don't know if I can. Prove me wrong. Done with you. Okay, people of color, I'm gonna, a quick message. I love you so much. I'm so sorry for that. This is a really quick lesson about what you can trust and what you can't. The biggest, I completely missed my thing because I got pissed. The other reason I'm mad at you white people today is because this morning they got into the police station. Where were your bodies then? Huh? You can't hold arms in front of a door? What the fuck? There were Native and black people that stayed the night out here. And we're here all night, all fucking night. And you couldn't spare one body? Okay. Anyway, people of color again. Really quick, I'm going to try and do this fast, but institutionalization was my biggest worry until this morning when the cops got in there. Now it's not safe anymore. But what I worry about is you trust the thing that they give you, the building or whatever, as a victory. I assure you it is not. And I will give you some brief examples. One, obviously, like when white people came here, there's a lot of Native historians and stuff like that call the identity of America, the identity of the colonizer, as one of total war, which means they will not stop killing you no matter what. When they signed treaties with us, they did it as a tactic of war. It was not peace. They did it so that because they knew they couldn't beat us. And if you look, most of the time they were getting their asses kicked because they could barely fucking plant anything. And so they would sign treaties with us, and then they would surround us, and then they would send in their farmers to kill us because they wanted the land, and they would send in a military and say, oh, that was an accident. And they would kill us, and they would kill us, and they would kill us, and they would kill us until there was none of us left, or we got moved. Okay? And then slavery happens, of course, and after slavery is done, which is, by the way, only ended because black people would not stay in chains. They only revolted until it was inconvenient. Don't trust that as Abraham Lincoln's shit. Then those fuckers, they put in the 13th, right? The 13th Amendment. Made it illegal and to have incarcerated people as slaves. And like they're doing it right now, they never stopped slavery, right? Continued. The genocide is continued. Another thing, when Native people, I have so many examples, but I'm just going to cut it short. This is the one that will never, is, I believe, the best example for me about whether or not you can trust the state. Which is just, I'm just going to leave that up to you. You can tell me. When, in the 1960s, when the Black Panther movement and the American Indian movement and stuff were doing what we're doing right now, they had demands. And in those demands from the Native Americans was health care. It was a treaty right. We demanded it. We demanded it at every turn. Number one demand, health care. We got health care. Okay? At the end of the movement, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, which was underneath the Bureau of War at the time, created a bunch of hospitals for Native people. Okay? Then they arrested the leaders, and some of them are still in jail. Some of them died. But we got health care, right? And then 10 years after that, it was found that it was a federal mandate to forcibly sterilize Native women. In those hospitals they gave us. They sterilized 50% of our population 70 years after a genocide. 50% of our population was forcibly sterilized by the hospitals we asked for. How can you ask your oppressor to free you? How? How can you ask for a community center when you know we already did that? El Centro de la Raza is a result of that. Fucking United Indians is a result of that. We've done this. And what do? They kill us. They keep fucking killing us. They will take from one hand as they give with the other. Can you ask your oppressor to free you? I don't know. I'll do whatever you guys ask of me. But I want you to be clear about why we're out here.
Thank you.
Okay? I tried to plant this corn in Seattle. I come from a tribe where corn is very important to us.